Ready?
Ready.
Out of our, what you gonna say?
Ready, Freddie.
No. Out of our podcast, what's going on? I'm here with Chase. Well, what's going on out of our podcast? I'm here with
D. Smith. I'm your girl, your tax preparer, your business owner, growing everything. 7-year wallet, better than amazing entrepreneur.
I'm Chase Way. We're back with another video. What's going on?
Not much. I am glad to see you. It's been, 3 weeks?
Probably 4 or 5.
Yeah, gosh.
Yeah, 5.
About 5 weeks.
Yeah, because it didn't make sense for me to take a week off. Yeah, it's been about 5 weeks.
So, guys, I hope you all had a wonderful and thankful Thanksgiving. I know I did. Chase didn't get to come home.
I'm working.
He's working.
I said I'll only come home if I learn to cook in our house.
Oh, yeah. That's what happens when, they don't like your mom cooking anymore. They got a girl and she takes over. But before we get into it, let's talk about what we admire about each other. So, I just thought about this when you was working on the camera. What I admire about you is, and it's something new, I hadn't said, is your leadership. I admire the leadership that you are, this new journey, your new work history has you bringing out. You already had it, but this type of leadership is where, as a leader, you always bring out another person's skill or enhance the skill that they already have, right?
Right.
And also in the leadership is recognizing people's personalities, their weakness, their strengths, and things like that. And by the 5 weeks you were gone, and you were telling me about the driver, and how he follows you, but you still understand his health conditions. I admire that leadership that you have in order to recognize that, because if you think about it as a company, a big companies or any company where you work for, you have managers, you have supervisors, you have leaders, right? You would think that managers and supervisors will have that part of a leadership in them, but managers dictate, supervisors supervise, right? They just go there overseeing the project instead of really having that leadership skill, whereas have some empathetic things in it. So I admire that leadership and skill in you, that you are, you don't know right now why it's in there, but later on it'll come to you, and it's gonna be like a full circle type thing. So I admire that leadership.
To be honest, I haven't even thought about this. I haven't thought of anything I don't know, it's just, I always go back to what like some of your principles and rules. So I'm gonna always continue to say, I admire the way that you was willing to sacrifice so we can learn, because I think that's one of the missing links in a lot of people's comprehension, is being able to distinguish what's being taught in-house rather than seeking to go get it elsewhere. And until it clicks, or if it clicks, you are able to adjust in real life situations. I think that's just the only thing that I'm always admire, because if I didn't have the consequence, I don't think, well, I can't say that, but if I didn't have the consequence,
I don't think you not having it, but learning from your consequence.
I think comprehending the consequence is what's helpful. Like, yes, I know my comprehension skills is good, or sometimes I might not comprehend until I gotta keep bumping my head. But that was a good play. Whoever idea was.
It wasn't mine. It was your dad's.
Well, you did a good job at trying to keep enforcing it.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the great thing. I'm a great enforcer. I just told somebody. Oh, speaking of that, I got to look at a QuickBook thing. But yeah, I'm a great enforcer. I'm enforcing the rules. I think that's what my strong suit is. Yes, because just learning through life, I feel like, those are the key points. That critical thinking, doing things like that, and making you have to think about it, then other things that happen to you in your life, that's the route you need to go about.
Right.
However you got there to the point of knowing that you're not going to do this consequence no more because you don't want that to happen, whatever you thought about in that process was the key.
Yeah. And I think
it wasn't up to me to figure that, it was up to you, but you had to get there and understand.
Yeah, I think that comes with a lot of self-accountability.
Absolutely.
Because it makes you think of like, okay, if I possibly do this, can I handle anything else that might transpire? But on the other end, if I can, go with it. So it's just, that's what I'm always saying, what I admire. Until something new come up, that's when I can say something new. But
yeah,
that's one of the things that I just be able. That's one of the things that I think about on a day-to-day basis, because if I think about, I guess that's just my approach of understanding what lane or what I'm doing on a day-to-day.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment I wake up, if I want to leave the house sooner, what's the consequence of leaving the house sooner? Okay, I'm dealing with this type of drivers, these type of people, and all of that. So it's just, that's one of the things I'm appreciating about.
Self-accountability and the self-awareness. That's the main two things that came from that. And you do it now on a day-to-day basis, so that's great. Yeah. And it's even wonderful when you learn something at an early age and still be able to remember it and do it while you're in your 20s. Because you were a teenager.
Yeah.
So, matter of fact, the beginning stage, yeah, of that preteen, and all the things that I tell your Uncle Sean, get ready. Because terrible twos, I would like to deal with a terrible two kid than a 13-year-old. Because you're getting challenged as with another young adult. A kid you can maintain, but another person, like, it's different because the emotion,
with the mouth like yours,
the mouth like mine, and then the emotion stuff all wrapped in one because of the sacrifice and all that. You don't know that part, so now I got to implement something to where you're gonna have to have some self accountability and some self-awareness of your actions and how it makes everything around you transpire. So that's what it does. So like you say, you get up, it's like, do I need to get up at this time versus, I can really, my body's saying rest, but I really need to do this, so do I really need to do it? And you more aware of me. I'm still in that go. I think I'm better now at it because it's so funny. I called my student Sunday because I wanted all my grades to be submitted Sunday. Their finals were done on Saturday. And Sunday I graded. Well, some of them I graded Saturday because they were ready. And then one guy didn't do it, and so I did his calculation, and I'm like, he an A student, so let me reach out to him and see why. I gave him, another chance. Took out 10 points, he still made an A. Submitted my grades. They're due on Thursday. That's my last day of working, so I don't want to do it. So I'm knocking things off, so I don't feel stressed, even though I got the test to take for taxes. Did my PTIN number renewal. I'm not feeling rushed. I know I want to do, I have to redo my certification for QuickBooks. Not feeling rushed. Things that I've been working on with Better Than Amazing, not feeling rushed. So I do have one good news about that to share. And this one actually came up where I wasn't even working on. So the thing I've been working on still is gonna be. I say it. I know it's gonna happen by the end of this year. So we got word though. We're waiting 2 more days, maybe by Friday. But what I did was I ended up going to an event about 2 weeks ago or so, maybe 3, and I ended up talking to this lady at, oh God, I forgot the name of the company, but her name is Miss Karen. Miss Karen was listening to me and how I was complaining about, of course, this is a man's industry and it's so hard to get contracts and all of this, but I am still in the game. I'm still being persistent on, finding the right connection. So of course, I met her when I very first started this 2 years ago, and so I told her the certifications I have already, which are the DBE certification and then the Woman's Own. And she was like, "Oh, well, you need this." She gave me a piece of paper. All you need to do is just fill this out and submit your certification. So I worked with her on that last month, and then the other day, or last week, I want to say I got it. We got another certification for Better Than Amazing.
What's that?
Which is a minority women's owned business certification. This certification to allow us to be in a directory to find, like, contractors finding us. And so it's all, the certification pretty much are basically like having the out of town guys, when they have a project or bid on a project here in Arkansas, they don't know where to go to look for trucks and stuff. So if you on that directory and you matching whatever that contract states, say they need, at least a woman on here to fulfill whatever percentage to fulfill that contract, because it's a federal contract and you have to fulfill that. Well, they're going to go on there and see who can I find that is woman owned and can do whatever part of this contract, and then they'll reach out to us. We can link up with them, be the subcontractor, be able to make some money, and whatever that contract amount is, that percentage is what we get with the overall.
Pretty
So
cool.
that's how that works. So the more certification is, the more appeal you're supposed to be and all that. But not only that, you want to get yourself out there to market yourself. So I can call people a lot of times, but when they have these events where the contractors are there and coming, that's where I need to be. So I can do my elevator pitch, as they call it, which is a 30-second introduction. Mine's really probably about 15 seconds, because what I say is real quick, and then it's catching, and then they be like, "Oh, I like that." So I get their attention already, and it's quick. I was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And you'll say whatever, and then you ask me, and I say, "Oh, I'm doing better than amazing. Thanks for asking. My name is Dee Smith. I'm with Better Than Amazing Holland." They're like, "Oh my God!" They put it together, and they may put it together later on in the conversation, depending on if I say I'm with Better Than Amazing Holland. But I get them first with just saying I'm better than amazing. It's like, "Oh, I like that. You're really doing good. Okay. So, what you here for?" And then I tell them, I own a dump trucking company, and it's called Better Than Amazing Holland.
Do you like those type of events because it puts you back when you first started the events at Pulaski Tech?
No, I like those events because I have gotten way much better. Back in Pulaski Tech, I was more quiet and more observant, and I was wanting to be.
That's not what I remember.
You think so? I wanted to be more in the back.
At some of those events that we used to come to, where you had to stay at late, you pick us up from the Boys and Girls Club. You're like, oh, you got this, and you used to be like the host with you and Miss CJ or Miss Diane.
Okay, you're talking about the cultural diversity event.
Yeah, that.
Yeah,
anything else.
But I was more the organizing and the decorating.
I still seen you more talkative.
But but it was talkative and hey, how you doing? You know, it was like.
And it's kind of like the same thing?
I don't think so because it's like not all eyes on you.
Okay.
So when I started to present things is when I got nervous. I think I'm going to tell you what really, from my point, and that's good that you've seen it from your eyes. I guess that was good. I was doing something. You know how sometimes they say God shine a light on you and you don't even know you're shining? For me, I was always nervous at those events. But number one, I did it because I like helping. Because that was just me helping. You know, I'm what they call it, a servant. You know, the Lord gave me that.
It just brought so many memories of what those nights was like.
Was it good or bad?
Well, I just remember once we left the event, okay, let's go home. We make it to the house. It's shower. We already ate, so it's shower, get in the bed.
Yeah.
It's like, dang, I miss TV. I can't play the game. And it's bedtime.
Oh, it's so funny. But it's structure.
I remember just one time asking one of those events. She was like, nope, you got school in the morning. You had your entertainment all day.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what am I supposed to do with that? Did you learn something? No. Well, you should have. Read this. Go to bed.
I was like, why is she doing this to me? This is torture, man. Oh, it's structure.
I couldn't wait for the next day. It seemed like that was always our Thursday and Friday.
Oh, Fridays.
Friday I was fine.
No, Friday's fine because I didn't say Fridays. Y'all didn't go to
right. We didn't have nothing Friday.
Exactly.
It just seemed like we just had those events on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Portrait night. I had no choice but to wait till the next day to play the
game. Yeah,
which I was okay, but it was just like, this is what I planned on doing Thursday.
Yeah. Your plans. Yeah, no.
So I thought about it all day at school.
Like, dang, we got this to do.
No, this is what I can't wait to do.
But you weren't even thinking about what Mom had to do. But as you realized and got older to where you could be at home, it was like, okay, cool. This is what teenage life is like. Because it was more responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you ask, could we help you up? Could we help you set up?
Right.
That was a different thing. But by that time, if you didn't cook the previous night or the previous second night, yeah, I'm going for food.
Right. But yeah, I think that was
because those nights was mainly salsa, so I was definitely going.
Yeah.
Salsa that was when y'all used to get those chips and those little big jars of salsa.
Mm-hmm.
With that plastic little thing of salsa.
Yeah.
So I was good then. That's the only good thing that came out of that.
Yeah. Portrait night, cultural diversity, those were the things. And I was just telling somebody that the school doesn't. I was like, we had so many incentives back then in the beginning. That's why, you know, I was like, shoot. And I stayed because it was about my plan B. You know? So that's why I'm so good at plans like that, because the plan A that you talked about, my plan B was your back then. So if you didn't want to go to Georgia, because I was like, okay, you know, I'm a ride with whatever you say, but I was like,
That's
if it
funny. I was
doesn't,
just talking to Delson about that.
if you didn't, I had plan B already lined
I
up.
was just talking to Delson about that. I was like, until you told me that I can give money just staying home.
That was a game changer. And that's what I told Joe. I said, I'm going to tell you something about my son. Money is going to make him think and move. And I said, that's all I have to do is tell him, while your friends getting $20,000 in debt, you'll get $20,000 at home. Which one do you want? It's like, shoot, yeah. I could feel my clothing and stuff. So, yeah. But those are the things that I made sure that you were able to breathe and do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the things that I wanted to instill in not only you, but Coolio as well. It just didn't. He just chose the wrong path. The same thing I told you is what I told him. 8th grade, come, hey, this is my speech. You either gonna go down 2 paths, the right one or the bad one, which one you want to go. You're gonna choose the route you go down. And he chose to go down the wrong path. And
it's just so funny you saying that, because I remember senior year was the most easiest thing ever.
yes. And I told you that, right? Remember?
Like, the only thing that I can picture bringing back senior year was graduating. But I didn't know how easy it was going to be.
Yeah. I set it down. When we sat down in your 8th grade and I planned your schedule for the 4th, all semester 9th through 12th, I said, this is going to be hard because our whole goal is to get this academic challenge scholarship. Even though you said you wanted to go to Georgia, if you had been thinking, really, like, Mom, I ain't got to do all this because I'm going to Georgia. But see, you just said it. I know you didn't want it. So, my plan B was in motion already.
Yeah, because the only reason why I wanted it because I was just talking to Delson. Drumline. I wanted to see what that vibe was like.
Yeah.
The whole being around more black colleges and the whole band and all of that. And then it was just a thought.
I thought that too.
Then when I got
when
to
I watched A Different World and then I went to Gremlin and seen they band and everybody, I was like, hey boo, we ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna flunk out. I knew then I couldn't
in
go.
10th grade, it was like, I'm not doing that.
But after your 11th grade year, when you got that little 1C and that, I said, hey, you gotta bring this up. We got
I didn't get no C. I got an F in English.
No, that was, I'm talking, you had brought it up though.
Yeah, to a D.
Right. D's passing.
Yes, it was, and I was happy about it.
Yeah.
I got out of pre-AP.
Mm-hmm.
Well, AP.
A and P, yeah.
I got out.
You put yourself in that though.
Yeah, because I just wanted the challenge.
Yeah.
I felt like after. Did I ever tell you why I did that? Okay, so 7th grade, I always had A's, but I had a B in English.
Mm-hmm.
But when it came to taking like the test or whatnot, I always had below average. It was advanced, proficient, and below average on the reading level.
Mm-hmm.
Which I knew why it was, cause I didn't want to take that test.
Yes.
So 8th grade was the ultimate determining factor of passing 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I got proficient.
Mm-hmm.
9th grade, I realized, no, I don't want to be in this easy class. So let me see if I can put the challenge back on myself. That didn't.
Yeah.
That didn't.
And that's what you did in the 10th.
Like,
yeah,
I'm not doing that.
I remember. And for me was this. I knew how smart you were. Because elementary was so boring to you. You wasn't challenged at all.
I'm so glad you didn't put me like those smarties.
Smart. You know why?
I would have been extra bored.
Exactly. Because I wanted you still to be you. So I could
super
not,
bored.
I wouldn't have made you to be something else. It's kind of like, you know how you get a kid that's real happy and then you put them in a situation and then their whole personality die because they don't like where they're at. That's where you would have been. And you would have been begging me, Mom, can you please just get me out of that? I don't want to be in that class. Then I would have been saying, ain't no quitters. You know what I'm saying? So, my friends and stuff around, you know, oh, I want to get my kids in this school and that school. That was never the thing for me because I felt like private schools had more trouble, more drugs, all of that. Because, of course, I watch Lifetime. So if you're watching those rich kids, what do you see them kids do? They skip to school because their parents not around, so they're free to do anything.
Yep.
So if you get around those type of friends, you learn all bad stuff. The only difference is they got parents with money to bail them out. You're not gonna have that. So, be around your friends that y'all on the same playing field. Now you may have some parents work more than others, or some less, but you have a different type of personalities, culture, and that's what you're gonna be out in the world as. You're gonna meet different type of people. So. College life gave me that opportunity as well, but you could get that at a community college as well too. And if I would have known that, I would have went to Pulaski Tech, you know, instead of going to Fayetteville with that high expense. I had the same class, but cost way less, you know, at Pulaski Tech.
Do you ever think about if you never went to Fayetteville?
I do.
What does that look like for you?
If I never went to Fayetteville.
Let me paint the picture. So, you and Boo decided to go together?
Yes.
Okay. What if you said, all right, Boo, I know you said let's go together.
But I did wait a semester.
Okay.
She went.
Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
She go a semester and she be like, hey, yeah, it's good. You should come. Be like, no, I see I can get the same benefits and the same everything if I stay here. And
if I knew about Pulaski Tech?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She would have stayed too. Because both far as financial aid, everything was done on our own. So because we were the first generation of going to college, you know, if she would have known about Pulaski Tech, she would have went because she stayed only an extra semester and then she went into the military. So when she went into the military just for 2 years because she was like, let me do this and then I can come back and use my GI bill to go to school for free based on me and not have to worry about the income on
Would you would have went to the military?
I would have. If I would have known she did, I would have. I really would. I would have did them 2 years. But again, I had you. So when she was doing it, I was like, dang, that was like a and I didn't want to leave you. So, but if I didn't have you, yeah, I would have went to 2 years and to do that.
So I got a question. This is one of my funny moments, and everybody hate this.
Okay.
But just imagine if you did say, okay, I'm not gonna have this baby. Let me go to the military. If that was something that you believed in, would you have went to the military?
Believed in
abortion.
Yeah. Because
so you would have went to the military, and you would still went and got your medical. You would still went in the medical field.
Probably so. It would because my life would have changed then.
Yeah.
I would have been not. The reason I went to business is because of what I did with the foster care, being a foster parent. But I was, from my background, my whole thing really was having a better life, right? Mm-hmm. Getting out that house.
Okay.
So my thing would have been, and that's probably why Fayetteville was the decision making, being away.
Yeah.
And being able to be on my own